Hey, everybody, welcome in wherever you're streaming in from. It's kind of a little damp out here west of Nashville at our farm. Wanted to step through an ongoing series we have called Map Your Month. Had a couple questions inside the community, so I wanted to kind of walk us through the process and talk a little bit about how this works and give you some clarity on the series. So this is called Map Your Months, and it's a tool that we use called Pebbles, Rocks, and Boulders. And we call this an activation workshop. So what's an activation workshop? This is a time where we gather the first Monday of each month and we workshop this together. We activate this within our teams, whether you're in the US or in the Ukraine or in Australia or in Mexico. It's an important tool to really unpack the things we're working towards. So we call it connecting yourself to your goals. It's like the architecture and the alignment to connect you to your goals. So each first Monday we workshop this. It's an activation tool to make your months matter. We say the future happens one day at a time. So we want to pay attention to our 1 days, making our days matter, as we say, and hitting our targets so that we can make our months matter. So the domino belief is this: life rewards action and results compound. So we want to really pay attention to our days and our hours so that we can hit our months and our weeks and our years, right? And this really nails the spirit of what we're doing here. That's when you win the day, you win the week. And when you win your week, you most often win your month. And when you win your month, over time, you win the quarter. And when you win the quarter, you eventually win the year. So you see what we're doing here. We're kind of reverse engineering things and paying attention to the little things so that the big things kind of take care of themselves. That's what we're doing the first Monday of each month. So I wanted to kind of step us through a few slides here to explain it visually. Also, you can reserve your spot if you want to workshop this and kind of save your space each Monday. There's a link below. You can do that right there. All right. So with that, let me flip over and share our screen. And step us through Map Your Month. All right. So this is Pebbles, Rocks, and Boulders, kind of a quick walkthrough of the activation workshop we do within the community every first Monday of the month. So as your career grows, we have developing artists down here. Okay. Then we have deploying artists down here, or up here, rather. And then we have dominating artists up here. Okay. Developing, deploying, and dominating artists. And you kind of graduate from here to here. And if you work hard and you're lucky, you get to be up here, right? So this could be like the first 3 to 5 years of your career. This could be like the first, 5 to 8 years of your career, and then 8 to onward, right? Not saying this is easy. I don't want to cheapen this or make it sound like it's just a check the box and you're done. There's a lot of work that happens in each of these, and each of these are important, right? You want to skip the developing stage because there's a lot of really important stuff that happens there that you need to take with you into the deploying stage. And the same amount of things need to be developed in the deploying stage so you can take them with you into the dominating stage. So we want to pay attention to each of these and get this right as our career grows and graduates. So your lift gets more involved on each stage, right? What was easy, small tasks in the developing stage, now as you're deploying or dominating, the lift gets a little more involved, right? It could be a 3-month project, it could be a 6-month project, or a 2-year project. So as your career grows, the lift grows, the responsibilities change, the deliverables change, the team composition changes, the artist changes. Okay. So let's talk about our 3 friends today: Pebbles, rocks, and boulders. All right. So our pebbles are here, right? They're the little tasky things that maybe we do when we're developing as an artist, just kind of every, the same tasks every day. They're small, they're easy, they're achievable, they're kind of fun and sexy, right? And then eventually you need to move up into the rocks. Like, these are a little heavier. They're not as grabbable, they're not as light. Maybe it takes 2 people to lift them. And then we have our boulders, right? These are our super heavy things that we can't lift alone, right? We don't have the leverage to make boulders move. So that's what's beautiful about this tool in the hacking music community. And that's what I love about it so much, that it allows you to get leverage where previously you weren't able to get leverage. The boulders were too heavy and you couldn't hit them alone. But through Pebbles, rocks, and boulders, you're able to lift your boulders. And it's important to know that these don't come assembled, right? There's maybe a boulder there and some pebbles here and maybe a rock over here. They don't come assembled. So it's our job, and we do this with our activator members and our accelerator members, is we do this with the artists one-to-one, and then with the activator members, we do this for them. So we need to put this in order for ourselves, and that's the tool we're going to be talking about here. And there's a download that I want to give you to help get this started for you today or this week. All right, so this is how it works, right? We have pebbles over here. There's a lot of them. They're liftable. You can do these. They're manageable. And then we have our rocks. These are heavier. Like, it may take 2 or 3 people to do these. And then we have our boulders, right? So it's important to know here that our pebbles make our rocks happen. We do enough of these, they kind of naturally make our rocks happen. Okay. And then if we do our rocks, if we can achieve our rocks, then those rocks give us the leverage to move our boulders, right? So these boulders drive our rocks, and our rocks drive our boulders. Okay. They give us the leverage that if we were just doing pebbles, they don't create any leverage. But now with pebbles, rocks, and boulders, we're able to create and use and drive leverage. Okay. And it's important. This is super important here. As we do this, we always work backwards. Okay. Our boulders are our goal for the month. So each first Monday of the month, we decide, okay, what is our boulder that we want to achieve? It's not going to be easy, but using pebbles, rocks, and boulders, it becomes achievable. Okay. So this could be a chapter of a book. This could be a video production. This could be show development. This could be an ebook. This could be whatever it looks like for you. It's totally up to you to decide, you and your team to decide. But we always work backwards. Okay. So then once we have our boulder, we ask ourselves, okay, what are our rocks? What are our 2 things or 3 things that, if these things could be achieved, we hit our boulder. Okay. And then we back out into that and say, okay, now that we have our rocks, what are our pebbles down here? The easy things like maybe you can get 2 or 3 of these done a day, but these things over time, over the course of a month, affect our rocks and make our rocks happen. And this is kind of a great way to think about leverage, because you do these things, you do all your pebbles, and then eventually your rocks take care of themselves. And you do all your rocks, and then eventually your boulders take care of themselves. So somehow magically, through leverage and momentum and project management, this thing, this big hairy thing over here, gets achieved by doing little things. Okay. And that's the power. And really, the goal for this whole series and what I want you to achieve through this is the ability to start using leverage and momentum in hitting your boulders. Okay. All right. So let's look at a whiteboard that we use. We use stickies all the time. Let's kind of step through this here. So here's our boulder, our monthly task that each month we say, okay, you know what? I think it'd be cool if we can do this month. It could be an e-commerce product. It could be a subscription product. It could be a project for Showtime or HBO. It's different all the time, right? But it's a big, chunky month task. And then we back it out and we say, okay, what are our rocks? And what are our pebbles over here? Are lots of little tasks that we can achieve each day. And the reason, let's talk about stickies for a minute here. The reason we do this using stickies is that you don't get this right out of the gate, right? This is going to take you 2 or 3 months to kind of get this in your flow and kind of work it out. You never get it 100% right, but you get it more right the more you do it. Okay. Hacking Music is a book that you do, and this is one of the ways in which we get things into the world that we're called and gifted and purposed to do. This is the force multiplier that gets it into the world better, faster, and smarter. Okay. So stickies are great because if you get this wrong, hey, no biggie, just throw it away and put a new one up there. You'll get, X amount of these wrong. It just won't drive our rocks, right? So you need to come up with a new pebble. But eventually your pebbles drive your rocks, and your rocks drive your boulders. Yeah, so I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the activation workshop that we call Make Your Months, Map Your Months, the Pebbles, Rocks, and Boulders. We spend a good 30 to 45 minutes bringing kind of a rough of our pebbles, rocks, and boulders for the month. And then we're able to offer insight and input, friendly fire with fresh eyes, saying, hey, Andrew, I see where you're going here, but you might want to think about it this way. Or Gail, this is awesome here, but I see some gaps here on your pebbles you may want to think through. So we're basically holding each other accountable to the things that we are called to achieve in each month, each week, and each day. So again, first Monday of each month, we'll be doing this. You're welcome to join. There should be a link below if you want to reserve a spot to kind of workshop your projects. Okay. Great to see you. And I'll see you inside the community almost every day.